For question 3, they give you this graph and ask you to write down the function fx. So we have two parts. We have this part, which is a half circle, and this part, which is two straight lines. So we'll start with the half circle. Now, a normal circle with its center at the origin looks like this, and would have the formula x squared plus y squared is equal to r squared. Now this circle, you can see, has a radius of 2, so r is equal to 2. So if it was with its center at the origin, we'd have it cutting the x-axis at -2 and 2, and the y-axis at 2 and -2. Now you can see here that this circle does not have its center at the origin. It has been moved to the left. You can see that instead of cutting at -2 and 2, it is now cutting at -4 and 0, which shows that it was moved to the left by 2 units. So instead of just having x squared, we will have x plus 2 squared. Now, when you compare this circle to this circle, the y values are still 2 and -2, so it's just y squared. So then if it was a full circle that looked like this, we would have x plus 2 squared plus y squared is equal to 2 squared. But now we're working with a half circle, so we're going to use the square root sign to manage that. So we're going to have this as y is equal to the square root of 4 minus x plus 2 squared. Now it's a half circle, but this half circle would be positive. It would look like that, and we want it to look like this. So we're going to reflect it about the x-axis, which means we say it's y is equal to minus square root of 4 minus x plus 2 squared. Then that's your first part of your fx function. Now let's move on to the straight lines. Now this one, you can see, is just y is equal to x. So we're going to have here y is equal to x. The second part is also a straight line, but it has a negative slope and cuts the x-axis at 4. So we're going to have y is equal to minus x plus 4. Then these are the three parts to our piecewise function fx. So now we're just going to write fx. Fx is equal to 4 minus x plus 2 squared. Let's move that to the side. If now x is between -4 and 0, and you see they're both included because of the colored inverse. So -4 smaller equal to x, which is smaller equal to 0. Then for the next part we have y is equal to x. So x, if we go from 0, you can see here, to 2. Now, the 0 is not going to be included because we already included it here. So we're going to just have greater than 0, but smaller or equal to 2 because 2 is still included. And then for the last part, we're going to have minus x plus 4. If x is between 2 and 4, and here we're going to exclude 2 because it was included there. 2 is smaller than x, which is smaller or equal to 4. And then that is your piecewise function. Now this is only one way of writing it. The other way of writing this piecewise function is by looking at this part here. Now this looks a lot like an absolute value graph that's just being moved and reflected. So we would have this is the normal, y is equal to the absolute value of x. Now you can see that this has been reflected. So then if we say y is equal to minus the absolute value of x, we will have this. But now you can see that this point here has been moved up to 2. So then we would say this is plus 2 over there, and we will have this graph here, 2. But now it's also been moved to the right by 2 units, which you can see here. So we're going to change the x value as well. We're going to say y is equal to minus the absolute value of x minus 2 plus 2. Then it will look like this one. So then we will have the half circle. We'll say fx is equal to the square root of 4 minus x plus 2 squared if x is between minus 4 and 0. Now instead of writing these, we will just have that 1, which is minus the absolute value of x minus 2 plus 2 if x is between 0 and 4. So then those are the two different ways you could write the answer for this graph.